What's up, everybody? I'm HoopsandHipHop, and welcome back to another top 5 regional favorite Pokemon video thing. Since we did Alola in the last video, we are going in reverse chronological order, which means we are going to be talking about my personal top 5 favorite Kalos Pokemon today. Kalos is a region that I personally think has probably the best overall Pokemon designs. It's a tough choice. There's a lot of great regions with great Pokemon designs, but I think Kalos, in my opinion, personally has the best. So even though there's not a lot of Pokemon to choose from, there's a lot of good Pokemon to choose from. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, starting off the list at number 5, we have Noivern. Now, Noivern, I really like him for a lot of different reasons, but the first thing that really caught my attention to him is that he's a sound-based Pokemon. Obviously, me being a music guy, sound-based Pokemon really intrigued me, and so I was really interested in this Pokemon right off the bat. I really, no pun intended, I almost missed that one. I didn't even try. I did not even try. Anyways, I really like how Noivern's ears are basically like speakers, and it really works into his bat design because obviously bats use echolocation because they can't see, so they just make noises and listen to how the sound reverberates to find out where they're going. So that's literally a very good design. But then you've got the third ingredient to Noivern's design, which is the dragon. And a bat dragon, I mean, that is kind of like an unusual combination, but it's a combination that when you think of it, you're like, that could make something really cool, and it did with Noivern. It's just an absolutely awesome Pokemon, like the bat and the dragon combo. As far as his design, just looks awesome. I love that he is a dragon type because dragon types are always awesome, obviously, and that is the reason why he's my number 5 pick. Now, number 4 on my list is Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo is absolutely one of my favorite ghost-type Pokemon of all time. I absolutely love it. First off, I love that it's a pumpkin. A pumpkin ghost is just amazing. And the reason why it's amazing is because it reminds me of Halloween, and it reminds me of the fall, which I just really love that time of year. It's just an awesome time of year, and Pumpkaboo kind of encapsulates the entire fall season so perfectly. So I really like it for that. Its typing is awesome too. Ghost Grass. We got a pair of Ghost Grass types in Gen 6 with Pumpkaboo and Phantump, and those, up until that point, those were the only two Ghost Grass types that we had. So it was a unique typing at the time, which made it really cool. And even though it's not on my list, Gourgeist is a really cool Pokemon. So it's got a really good evolutionary family, so it's got that going for it, and it's just really cute overall. I just really love its design, like I said, and I really like how it can be bigger sizes. That's kind of like an interesting feature of that Pokemon that is unique to Pumpkaboo. So it's got basically a unique feature that no other Pokemon has, and I really like it, so that's why it's number 4. Next up at the number 3 spot is Amaura and Aurorus. I absolutely love these two Pokemon. First off, they are my favorite fossil Pokemon ever. And the reason is because I really love dinosaur fossil Pokemon, because that kind of seems like a dinosaur Pokemon seems kind of like the epitome of what a fossil Pokemon would be, because so often when we think of fossils, we think of dinosaurs. So it's really cool to have dinosaur fossil Pokemon. I know there's a few others besides Amaura, but that's one of the reasons I like it. Number 2, its concept is just mind-blowing to me. You've got a long-necked dinosaur and the Northern Lights. Like, if you told someone that there's a Pokemon that's based on a combination of a dinosaur and the Northern Lights, that's just such a random combination. Like, you would never, like, unless you were like a professional Pokemon designer, like these guys are obviously, you would never really think of combining those two things. But they did it, and it looks incredible. Like, it looks like it's a match made in heaven because it's so awesome, yet it's such a random combination. I love when Pokemon's designs do that, just because it shows you the potential of what they can do with Pokemon. There's literally no limit to what they can do. They can combine any sort of thing. It shows you how good they are at what they do, and it shows you that literally we haven't even scratched the surface in terms of being able to come up with Pokemon designs. Like, there's that old adage that they're running out of Pokemon designs, but Amaura is the perfect example, being in the 6th generation no less, where there's already like 500, 600 Pokemon before it, even 700 I think, by the time you get to Amaura and the Pokedex. But it's just the epitome it's the epitome of the idea that there are limitless ideas still available to Pokemon as far as new Pokemon designs go, and I really love it for that. The only thing that Amaura and Aurorus have that kind of detracts them from being really awesome is their typing. Rock Ice, it's a really bad typing. They got a lot of weaknesses, so it's hard to use in battle, but other than that, I just absolutely love it. I think it's a phenomenal Pokemon. Now, coming in at the runner-up spot is Goodra. I absolutely love Goodra, and it almost made the #1 spot. It was a really tough choice, but the reason why it is #2 is because, first off, it's a dragon, which is awesome, but it's a new spin on a dragon. So often, even in Pokemon, the dragon types are these intimidating, tough, super powerful, like edgy-looking dragons that is basically stereotypical of a dragon. There's nothing wrong with that, because that's kind of what dragons are, but with Goodra, it's a different take on it. Not only is it gooey and slimy, which is different, but it's also lovable. Like, I mean, Dragonite kind of has that same sort of thing too, but it's like a lovable dragon. It's tough, it'll still beat the crap out of you, but it's it's friendly. Like, you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks really like sweet. Like, I'd love to go give it a hug. Like, I really like that when they take like I said with Amaura, they take a concept that's like way over here, and then they take a concept that's like on the other edge of the football field, and they bring them together, and it just makes something beautiful. Plus, just kind of like with Noivern, where they took a bat and a dragon, Goodra is a snail and a dragon, and it just is one of those combinations that you're like, that seems like it would be interesting, and then they absolutely blow your mind when they show you what they came up with. So I think it's absolutely awesome that they kind of went that route. However, they missed an opportunity by not making it a poison dragon type. They made Dragalge a poison dragon type when it shouldn't be. Like, it's basically kelp and a dragon, like a seahorse. But, like, what about those two things is poison? I guess there could be poisonous kelp, and or algae, if you want to call it, and maybe there's a poisonous seahorse somewhere in the world, but to me, it just makes so much more sense to have that be water dragon, because both of those things are water-based, and then have Goomy be the poison dragon because it's all slimy and gooey and purple, which is like the color of the poison type. So it just makes perfect sense, and that probably would have put Goodra at #1 for me if it was Poison Dragon, but still, even without it, it's just an absolutely phenomenal Pokemon. Goomy is amazing. Like, you might as well put Goomy at #2 as well, because it is just awesome. I love that it's a blob. I love that you can't even really tell where its eyes are. It's just phenomenal, and it's my #2 spot, along with Goodra. And my #1 favorite Kalos Pokemon is Phantump. Now, I really like Phantump for a lot of reasons. The first and probably most obvious reason is its Pokedex entry. As probably a lot of people know, because it's pretty common knowledge, Phantump are the spirits of children that died in the forest that possessed stumps of a tree, which is just so much more morbid and sad and depressing than you would expect to find in a Pokemon game, and those are the kind of entries that we love the Pokedex for. So I really like it for its backstory. I really like it for its typing, because like I said with Pumpkaboo, Ghost Grass was a unique typing when they were introduced. It's a bit more common now because we got it with Delmise, but it was a unique typing when we got it introduced, and so I really like it for that. And I also like it because it is so different than a typical ghost Pokemon. Like, you've got Pokemon like Gengar, Banette, and so many others that are basically out to get people and haunt them. But with Phantump, it's like it is most likely more afraid of you than you are of it. And you can tell this with its face, its mannerisms, its cry. Its cry is just so timid, and when I hear it, I just love it because it's like, it basically reminds me a lot of Casper, the friendly ghost, where it's like, it doesn't want to hurt you, but it's obviously way better than Casper because its design is amazing. So, I mean, I just love it so much. I love every part about it. The only thing that I am a little disappointed with is Trevenant. I don't really like Trevenant, so I wish it could have evolved into something better. So when I do catch a Phantump, I usually always keep it as a Phantump. But overall, I love it. It's phenomenal. And it is also my second overall favorite Pokemon behind Cyndaquil. So absolutely love it. And that is my #1 favorite Kalos Pokemon. And those were my top 5 favorite Kalos Pokemon. Now let me know what you guys think of my picks in the comments below, and I will be back not next Tuesday because we're doing this every other Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that with my top 5 favorite Unova Pokemon video. So if you want to see that, definitely hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And I also make a lot of other Pokemon content as well. I upload every Tuesday and Saturday, so if you're new, definitely hit that subscribe button and stick around. I'll be back with another video soon, and until then, as always, I'll smell you guys later.